From hospital halls to gallery walls, Edi Matsumoto's journey is all about mentors, risk-taking, and the power of living authentically. I'm your host, Hava Gurevich, and in this episode of I Love Your Stories, I'm joined by Japanese-born Carmel-based artist Edi Matsumoto. After a 30-year career in medicine, a series of chance events led her to take a leap into art. What started as a bold pivot has blossomed into a thriving career as a painter, gallery owner, mentor, and now author of a whimsical coffee table book featuring her beloved otters, coming this fall. Edi and I talk about the pivotal role of mentors, why staying open to change and opportunity is so important, and her perspective on what success really means. She also shares her advice for aspiring artists and the wisdom she's found in discovering her life's purpose through service and in living as her authentic self. Edi, welcome to the show. Now, quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get right back to the show. When I started selling my art, I had absolutely no idea how to actually turn it into a business, a professional business. And then I came across art storefronts, and that was a game changer. I've been a customer now for years, and they've been instrumental every step of the way of helping me succeed. I have a gorgeous, powerful commerce website. I have marketing tools and a membership to a community that is very supportive and teaches me how to succeed as an artist. Check them out, artstorefronts.com, and tell them Hala sent you. Hello, and welcome to another episode of I Love Your Stories. My guest today is Edi Matsumoto. Did I say that properly?
Yes.
Good. Who is an artist and a very successful artist with a really interesting story. So I'm very, very excited to get to know you. Um, why, why don't we get started with if you want to just say a little bit about yourself and
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for having me. So my name is Edi Matsumoto. I I have a transition story I'm going to share, but quickly. I I spent 30 years in healthcare, mainly as a nurse practitioner. Uh, but for the past 3, 4 years, I turned into a full-time artist. I call myself accidental artist because this was sort of by accident. And I learned to run an art business, and I ended up opening our art gallery in Carmel-by-the-Sea in California a year and a half ago. And I have a really cool niche that a lot of people love, and so I'm happily running my gallery. People love my art, and yeah, I'm living my dream in Carmel-by-the-Sea.
that sounds absolutely divine. So I'd love to dig into this. So you're a health professional, and let's talk about how did you accidentally trip into becoming an artist?
So I am originally from Japan, but I wanted to go overseas. And but the first trip was actually I went to India. Well, actually that was my second trip, but I went to India to meet Mother Teresa because I read about her and I admired her work. So I went to Calcutta, India, to volunteer at, they call it a home for dying destitute. So anybody can volunteer. So I went there and I met Mother Teresa, talked to her, and I volunteered at her place. And that was sort of the first encounter with healthcare because she is dealing with dying people. And but I felt pretty useless there because I didn't have any healthcare background back then. This is in my early 20s. So I came to the US, and I thought I needed to study English. My English wasn't that great. And I entered nursing program. So fast forward, I spent 30 years, as I mentioned, in healthcare as a nurse's aide, LVN, RN, and a nurse practitioner, family nurse practitioner. Did all kinds of healthcare, anywhere from physical exam to, cough cold to everything, minor surgery. So that was great. I loved the nursing, and I thought that was what I was going to do until retirement, until something happened. And if I can go on, so that's the big pivotal moment. Well, there are a couple of things, but one thing is I was happily being a nurse practitioner, specializing endocrinology, a lot of diabetes patients, taking care of diabetic patients. My husband is a physician, and one time I was cleaning out my drawers, and I found this little piece of paper. Well, before I show this to you, I had no intention becoming an artist, and art was not in my plan. Although I loved art, I appreciate art, and my family loves art, so we went to museum a lot. My sister became a cartoonist because this is Japanese culture. Everybody loves manga, so my sister ended up becoming a cartoonist. And by my grandfather, my uncle, my mom, they're all pretty clever. They can draw, paint things, and crafts, and do all kinds of things. So that was normal for me. So I drew this little drawing when I was in Paris, when I was in college, and everything was closed. I was going to different museums, but everything was closed on Easter weekend, Easter Sunday. So I couldn't go to museum parks or even go to a restaurant. So I got kind of bored. So I got a one blank sheet of paper. I started drawing the building across the street from the hotel room, and that's this drawing. I know some people are not going to be seeing it, but this is the drawing of a Paris building. Um, and yeah, kind of 5, 6 story building across the street. And so I found this, from old sheet of paper. Oh, this was drawn in 86. And we're talking 2007. I was talking to my husband and I told him the story. And literally, I tossed it in the garbage because it was just an old piece of paper. So I tossed it in the garbage, and my husband literally rescued that from the garbage. And what are you doing? You cannot throw this away. This is amazing piece of art. We're gonna frame it and put it in a dining room. And I think you should take art classes. And that was a major pivotal moment because I thought, really, because my family can draw that probably better than I can. So it didn't occur to me that was an amazing piece of art. But my husband really pushed me. So I entered a community college art classes, couple of classes, and then teachers encouraged me to move on, take advanced classes. So I enrolled in Academy of Art University in San Francisco, and I live in Carmel, and then San Francisco is 2 hours away. So I ended up doing online class because I'm still working full time as a nurse practitioner. So I just started taking art classes as a personal enrichment, just a weekend hobby. During the week, I'm kind of busy in the hospital, so just do some fun thing uh, on the weekend. And then 7.5 years later, I was just kind of having fun on the weekend, and I got a master's in fine arts, and I had my first solo show locally. So that's sort of the start of my art career, just by accident, by that piece of paper. So
Wow.
that's
So a lot of that credit goes to your husband for recognizing your talents and kind of pushing you to uh, pursue it, right?
Yeah, totally. So, now I have an art gallery. It's filled with my art. Everything here is mine. So I blame him for everything. Every single piece of art I have here, merchandise, I do wearable art, fashion as well. Everything, I blame it on him. It's all his fault. If he didn't insist on me taking art classes, none of this would have happened.
Um, what what got you to like go from just taking classes and sort of starting being an artist to becoming successful?
So, about 4 years ago, I don't get into detail, but something happened. So I decided to take an early retirement from hospital. That was kind of very unexpected. So because I was going to retire from the hospital, at the age 63. 5. But, so the retirement came early. And what do? The only thing I can think of is I'm going to do some art and hopefully I can start selling. So I started to take some business classes, and I'm quite a spiritual person. So I was taking a lot of spiritual courses and kind of taught some spiritual courses for Japanese audience. I was doing a lot of different things. And so during that time, actually, I talked to Brandon from ASF, and because I wasn't selling that much, so I was trying to get some help. And we had a couple of sessions, and um, one of them in particular was really pivotal. So he helped me with the various things. So number one is because I have a master's in fine arts from Academy, my skill set was good, but I wasn't too confident. So he really assured me like your skills are good. You don't have to take any more classes if you don't want to. So he gave me the confidence, and he said your skills set is 10 out of 10. So that kind of reassured me. So check that off. And then he asked me that what kind of artist do you wanna be? So I was entering contest. I was winning some awards, but those award-winning art don't necessarily sell. So I have like a very, very realistic portraits of healthcare professionals, physicians, but they're admired. I get awards, but they don't sell very well. So I was kind of struggling with my niche. So he asked me, do you want to sell your art, or you want to be an award-winning, amazing, admired artist? So I said, I'd rather sell. uh, so I kind of gave up or put aside the contest. So it was kind of distracting. Try to do both. So that's another thing. And then we talked about niche.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing. So he asked me like, okay, so what kind of thing do you have among all the thing you paint? What have some kind of attraction? So I said, well, I live in Monterey, Carmel. We have lots of sea otters. Everybody loves to see sea otters. So I painted several sea otters. They sell pretty well. And I sell lots of copies of those. So that has a little traction. And at that time, I just got a commission to by a local sea otter researcher. I'm kind of looking for the image here. To paint, the famous Munch or Munch, however you call it, the screen painting. So this is the painting, and because she is a sea otter researcher, she combined her favorite painting because he was going through some tumultuous times in her life. So this painting resonated with her, and she wanted me to put otter instead of human. So otters look like, he's screaming. So
Is that your first time that you did an otter in this kind of like
exactly,
style?
exactly. So before that, I was just painting swimming otters.
Okay.
So that was the very first one to anthropomorphized otter being in my painting. So I loved the idea. And then I shared that with Brandon. Like he was like, I think that is it. That is your niche. And we just had a great time thinking, oh, we can do Mona Lisa, we can do Vermeer, we can do Van Gogh, we can do American Gothic. We had a great time. Oh, we can do this, we can do this. So that was really kind of as an artist professional pivotal
Turning
moment.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was maybe about actually a year and a half ago, not that long ago. And then all the other artists that followed in fine arts, or I expanded into celebrities. I have Steph Curry, I have Clint Eastwood, I have Gone with the Wind, I have Princess Leia, I have Audrey Hepburn. So expanded into different celebrities. And I have seasonal pumpkin otter Santa Claus. I have cherry blossom, Japanese, Chinese. So it's just expanding. So now I have 65 otters in the past, year and a half. I've been kind of painting. I paint fast. And I have so many ideas, and customers love them. And customer gives me idea. Oh, you should do Einstein. You ought to do Einstein. You ought to do this and that. So customers give me ideas. You uh, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm writing a book because people come in. I sell cards and coasters and things like that in my gallery. And people have trouble choosing because, oh, this one is so cute. Oh, that one is so cute. So they have trouble choosing because they don't want to buy 10 coasters or anything. But out of, say, 60, they want to buy a few. But they have trouble choosing which ones are the cutest otters. So they've been asking me for a catalog so they can see all the otters at a glance, or a book.
Look.
So I decided to write a book called Otter Therapy. I'll tell you more about Otter Therapy, the title. So Otter Therapy has 50 otters, and a lot of people, because they just come in laughing at my scream otter or whatever otter, some people cannot help but tell me otter jokes, like, "Are you otter do this?" or "Are you otterizing people?" or "Are you otterized to do that?" Like, or I'm otter here, and I'm buying too many things," or just lots of bad dad joke kind of otter jokes. So I've been taking notes. So the otter therapy book has otter images to make you smile, and lots of otter jokes to make you chuckle.
Um, Opening your own gallery, that is, it's a big financial commitment. It's a big step. What how did you get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to invest my time, my efforts, my resources into this? Were you scared? What went into that thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. That was probably one of the most scariest thing to do. Well, one was kind of resigning from hospital, losing health insurance and all the security of a regular paycheck. But then and then let's see, I think there's maybe 2.5 years in between from the time I resigned from hospital and opened my gallery. So I wasn't thinking about opening a gallery. But when I resigned from the hospital, I joined the co-op gallery. So there are 26 local artists, and we take turns, manning the place and sit. And then pretty soon I was put on the board of the gallery. So and put me as a marketing manager, so publicity. So I learned a lot for the past 2.5 years. With that gallery, I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot about gallery business that way. But also, as I mentioned, I've been studying business through online, mostly online, and I have some mentors. But I also got a financial coach as well. So I'm a big advocate for getting a good mentor and multiple mentors: business mentor, financial mentors, artist coach, and whatnot. So and the financial coach kind of crunched the number, and then so you're on track, just don't screw up, but just you're on track. So you will be able to be financially independent soon if you just stay the course. And also, because of all the different business courses, it also gave me a confidence that I can do this. I have a online business coach, and I joined the SBDC, Small Business Development Center. It's everywhere in the nation, and it's all free. So I have a personal business coach who will come and personally advise me about opening this gallery. But when I wasn't even thinking about opening a gallery, one of my artist friends said, "Hey, this gallery space is open. Would you be interested?" And first I was like, "Nah, like, why would I want to open a gallery? I would rather be, have somebody else, show my things, and I just concentrate on painting." But then I thought about it. It's a really nice space. Maybe I can give you a tour later. But it's a really nice space. It's made for a gallery, and it's been empty for 6 months. And the landlord has been rejecting other people who wants to come in, like a boutique or other business, because this is made for a gallery. So they've been waiting for somebody artist to come in and run as a gallery. And that's when I walked in. I have no business experience, or running a gallery of my own, but they kind of took a chance on me. It's like, okay, well, we love artists. We want you to be here. So and that's almost the exact same time I got my Scream Otter, and then had a nice chat with Brandon. So I got the momentum going. So like, with my other, uh, you know, niche, and I think maybe I can do it. I think I'm getting it. And then I was selling some, wearable art scarves and things like that. So I thought maybe I can make it work. And then also I thought I'm not getting any younger. So I think now or never.
Yeah.
So, if I don't grab this opportunity, maybe I would never do it, never do, even think of opening a gallery. So I just took a chance and got lots of advice, took lots of business courses online, and I just did it. And from that moment, I opened it. I have all the others on my front windows, and people just pass by and cracking up, laughing. They come in laughing, and that so from the early part, if I'm making people that happy,
Yeah.
people coming happy and leave happy, I'm onto something.
Yeah.
So that's why I started to call that Otter Therapy, because it's so therapeutic for people. Even if they're having a bad time, they just laugh at the otters and come in and look at more otters, and they're just cracking up and give me otter jokes.
Um, Carmel is kind of a is it a touristy town? It's I know there's a lot of art galleries. It's sort of a really beautiful little town by the sea, right?
Yes, yeah. So, very touristy, especially during the summertime, because this is the middle of summer, and the hottest day is like 72 degrees.
Oh my God, that's so that sounds amazing.
Yes, yeah, I'm wearing cardigan and I'm on my heating pad. So, but
It's
not
finally cooled off to 70 degrees here. So.
that's our heat wave. 72 is our heat wave. Usually it's more like a high 50s to, high 60s. So it's close to the city, Silicon Valley, San Francisco. They come down to Carmel, day trip, or Los Angeles, Southern California, or people who are cooking in Arizona, Florida, Texas, they love to come here. But also all over the world. It's now famous as a kind of cute fairy tale cottage storybook charm of Carmel. Tiny little village, but we have nature, we have beautiful beach, 80 art galleries.
Wow.
Talk about competition. And 60 amazing restaurants. And it's just condensed in this tiny place. Just everywhere you look, it's like a fairy tale, good food, good art. So it's a destination, so it's a good environment. And although there are a lot of competitions, and when I was starting my gallery, there are 5 galleries were closing. So there was kind of a generation change, but also some people were not selling, so they closed the galleries. So I know it was not gonna be easy, but I'm just having fun. People love my art, and I'm not I'm just, try to have fun myself, and I help people. I help other, like a younger artists, to have a show here. I host a Bohemian Club. I have a whole bunch of people once a month, at least 20, 30 creative people to come here, network, exchange, show and tell. So I do a lot of things, small events. I just make this into not just a gallery, but it's like an artist, a creative people's hub. So I do live music, I do arts festival for high school kids. So I do a lot of things. So I think that's part of my success. I'm just not only trying to sell my art, but I want people to come in and have a good time here and use this as a, artist hub.
So you've kind of talked about it, but I'm wondering if you can actually really sum up, like not sum up, but really kind of articulate what for you personally, what is success? What is the success for you? Is it the selling? Is it the the joy from creating? I mean, because it feels like, you kind of fell into everything at the right time,
Right.
had the right people around you at the right time to
Mm-hmm.
help you and guide you, and now you're kind of being that mentor for others.
Mm-hmm.
would you say, like, what would be, what could happen now that would be like, ah, this is, now I can, now I have it all.
Yeah, so joy is number one, but no, as I mentor some other, more emerging artists, I, have like a workshop and lecture sometimes. The one thing I talk about is Ikigai. It's a Japanese word. And, find something that you love to do and you are good at and then people need so you can sell and then yeah you get paid for it. So if you have a Venn diagram of
Yeah.
what you love, what you're good at, people need, or the society needs, and then you get paid for it and you can make a living, so that the middle overlapping area is Ikigai. So that's what I have. I love painting. And I'm good at it and people love it, and I make, money. I can make a living. But also another part is, I'm just having the greatest time of my life doing everything I'm doing. It's joy. But the really important part is going back to Mother Teresa. It's service, serving. I am helping people because if I'm selling painting, but if I'm not serving, I kind of feel empty because I come from the healthcare background. I was helping people every day, all day long. So it was very tangible when I was in hospital and clinics. I was helping people all day, every day. But when I transitioned to artist, for a while, I wasn't feeling that. I'm just painting, feel like an indulgence. I'm just doing for the sake of art. But when I started to have others and people just coming happy, live happy. So I feel like I'm serving the society or community, making people happy. And also I open my gallery for other people to have fun and network. So I'm serving. So the Ikigai service joy. So that's, yeah. So that's my measurement
Yeah.
for success, how much fun I'm having without feeling guilty. Or the another thing I learned in the business course, I when I learned business, I learned from sort of a spiritual business coaches. So they talk about heart selling, or you sell because it serves people, not like a used car salesman. Maybe they're a good used car salesman, but it's not like a trying to sell for the sake of money. But I want to serve you. I want you to take home what makes you smile. So I'm serving. So I'm meeting the needs of the person, and in exchange, they will give me the appreciation, the money as a token. So the selling is not a bad thing. It's not like four-letter word. But it's selling is service. So I needed to overcome selling or marketing or bad things.
Oh God.
And a business is not a bad thing. Business is it can be spiritual. So just from your heart, from your spirit, you can serve what gives you joy, and if that gives people joy, and it gives me joy. So I tell people I'm just really living the life
Enjoy. Yeah.
of my dream and living in Carmel, have an art gallery in Carmel. I have a great community. People love my art, so it's amazing.
I think the word for that, sort of like where in that Venn diagram where all
Mhm,
those things, where they come together,
mhm.
I think of it as life purpose.
Yes, uh-huh.
So
Yeah, that's what it's usually translated. Ikigai, life's no, something to live for, life's
yeah.
purpose. Yeah, exactly.
Um, you mentioned something that I want to come back to because that is something that personally I still struggle with, and I think some of my listeners might be as well. And that has to do with, you do your art, you love your art, you want to sell your art, but there's still this dissonance between asking for a sale, or, asking for, like, having it as, how do you, what advice would you give to overcome that feeling of, that unease of selling, of being a, kind of promote a self-promoter, or because it's a very self-sabotaging kind of feeling, but
Mhm.
it's very real. And I really feel like you have transcended that, and that
Mhm.
you genuinely believe that, you know, not believe, you know that what you're doing is, positive, and that you are bringing something positive to anyone who buys art from you. What kind of advice would you give to help overcome that sense of?
So, two things comes to mind. The first one is Brandon, kind of giving me that stamp of approval, like you're 10 out of 10. So, gave me the confidence. Maybe three things. So that's one. He's seen so many artists, so if he said so, it must be so. That's number one. And then over the years, I've experienced what you're talking about exactly. So I didn't have confidence in myself. Who's gonna buy my art? And you know, just yeah, not to compare yourself with others. And especially if you see hire somebody's, always somebody's better than you, doing a better business, better art. So, don't compare yourself. You are you. You're so unique. But also, I also have another coach, different business coach. She's also very spiritual, very brain training oriented. So you have to work on yourself, not to self sabotage. So whenever this negativity comes up, there are different technique. You can do EFT, tapping, or you can use affirmations. Or so little by little, I needed to overcome that as well. When like oh, that person won't like my art. But also, this person also told me about celebrity stance, especially as an artist, you are a celebrity. Better get used to it. And that's about the time I also did the public art in Carmel about 5 years ago. And so I have my art in the middle of Ocean Avenue, the main street in Carmel, and people started to recognize my name. So, or if I'm happen to be by the art, people want to take picture of me or with me, as a picture. Oh, you're the artist of this art, amazing! Can I have your autograph? So little by little, over the 5 years or so, I'm really getting used. I think as an artist, you have to own your talent, own your celebrity, and you can fake it till you make it. But little by little, now I have more people recognizing me. I have no idea who they are, but oh, you're 80. Like, oh, I bought your thing. I don't remember, but some people, oh, I have two of your cars or
Yeah.
one of your paintings. Like, I don't know, but well, so thank you. But so it's a total mindset shift. So, but it didn't happen overnight. I've been working on it. I'm still kind of working on it, although I'm much, much, much better now. But also the other thing is knowing your target audience, 80-20 rule. So this is where, learning business very helpful. So let's say there's 100 people, 80% people are not interested in your art for whatever reason. But 20% of the people might be interested. But within the 20%, they might be interested, but not all the 20% is going to buy your art. Maybe within the 20%, maybe the 20% of the 20% of the person might buy it. So don't waste your energy, emotional energy on those 80%. If somebody don't not interested in, she is not your tribe.
Yeah.
He or she is not your fans. But with my others, people self-select. If they come in, they're the 20%. So, and also I don't, maybe I should, but I don't focus so much on selling. Again, it's sort of a service thing.
No,
I
you
try
do.
to
It sells itself.
yeah, the cell itself, because they come in and they just, they love Scream Otter, they love Van Gogh Otter, they love, Gorilla Per Earring. And then we have a great time. I have a great time talking about art, not only my art. But a lot of my art based on fine art. I have cherubs, I have Mona Lisa, I have Dali, I have Magritte, I have Velázquez. So people who love art history, they go nuts. Especially if there's something like a less known artist. well, John Singer Sargent is well known, but some of his art that I copied, it's not very as well known. So people have really good time. So my otter appeals to, I just fell into this amazing niche. Everybody loves otters, and otter lovers, fine art lovers.
Yeah.
And then I do celebrity. So if they love Steph Curry, of course they want the Steph Otter or Clint Eastwood Otter. Uh, so anyway,
What is
so
the name of the gallery? I should have asked it.
oh, Edi Matsumoto Art and Design, Carmel-by-the-Sea, Mission Street. And my website is edimatsumoto.com.
And we will have information in the captions or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Notes.
But I think it's always kind of going back to your question, it's always remembered to not go after the 80% who may not be interested in your art, and don't worry about them. Just, yeah, in the business, a lot of time it's a numbers game. Okay, well, she's not interested. Next.
Yeah.
You know, there's no failure. You know, something didn't work out, you didn't sell. Next.
That's
It's a numbers game. Yeah.
really excellent advice to just
Mhm.
don't waste your time on those 80%.
Mhm.
Yeah, your job is not to try and convert someone.
Right. There are people
Yeah.
out there who love your art, your tribe, your fans.
Yeah.
Just do your thing.
So you're
And but finding those people is the, you know, sometimes in a challenge. And that's why you might do Instagram or Facebook or email. And that I happen to have a gallery, so people just come in. My tribes will come in and talk to me. So that's the amazing thing about having this gallery, or they somehow found me. Or some people come in like, oh, well, I'm not that interested. My niece or my brother or my uncle, they're nuts about others. So I'm going to refer them to you. So they just, yeah, word spread.
I have a
So just
friend.
find your tribe.
I have a friend who is she's half Japanese and she spends a lot of time in Carmel because she works Silicon Valley and she loves otters and she loves art and I'm gonna send her to your gallery.
Send her my way.
Um, what was I gonna ask? So you're coming out with a book. Is
Yes.
that the book in the works? Do you want to tell me about that? How are you? How far along are you? Is it when is it going to be available? How can people find it?
This is manuscript is finished. Sorry, cannot really see
Yeah.
too well.
Otter
It's called Otter Therapy, and the subtitle is 50 Whimsical Whisker Moments for the Soul. And I got a foreword by Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield is the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. He sold like a 500 million bucks. And I happened to see him on virtual meeting, and he fell in love with my otters, and he's endorsing my otter therapy book.
Fantastic.
And so it's in production and being kind of layout and final editing right now. So it's supposed to come out mid-October. It will be available on Amazon.
For the holidays.
Just go to Amazon. Exactly, Otter Therapy. This is a perfect coffee table book, soft cover, hardcover, Kindle, well, ebook, I should say. And I don't know the price yet, but I'm gonna be doing a virtual book launch party and then local. I'm gonna be selling it here at the gallery, but I'm hoping that I can get into bookstores and museums and aquariums and
Aquarium.
gift
Oh
shops
my
and
God,
places
yes.
like that.
It's perfect for aquariums. Uh,
I so
Let me ask you one final question, although I feel like you've answered it, but in case there was, what are you most passionate about right now?
oh, having a good time. So, that might sound superficial, but really, uh, your what's a good way to say? It's just living the life authentically. So I'm not pretending to be anything but myself.
Yeah.
I paint what I want, and then that kind of comes from inside or from up above, from the universe. And I'm being the paintbrush that the universe hold, and I paint that. and that happened to appeal to a lot of people. So it's like there's no conflict in me. Like, people working for, big organizations, there's always conflict, the coworkers and this and that. But for me, I have appreciate this freedom, autonomy, creativity, the connections, love, community. I just am embracing everything, and I think people can live your life the way you like and manifest your deepest desire. And that's what I'm trying to convey to other people. Actually, I do a lot of the counseling here for, I think this gallery also attracted wannabe artists. They gave up art when his or her art teacher gave them C or F or whatever. Oh, you don't have any talent. So I try to bring artists out of them, back out again. Everybody is an artist. You're good at something. May not be drawing, painting. You could be a musician, gardener, dancer, whatever, photographer. So I try to get artists out of them and encourage them. And then kind of give them, I tell my transition story to a lot of them too. So a lot of them are encouraged. Wow, you made like a 180-degree shift from healthcare to, kind of left brain to right brain. So that's possible. So I think it give a lot of people hope that that's possible, and they're looking at the person who's done it successfully. So, and having a great time. So a lot of people go home. Oh, that was so good. I'm gonna go home and start painting again. So I think those are really reward for me. Selling paintings are great, but kind of changing somebody's life or triggering something in people, I love that.
Yeah. I feel like you really you talk the talk and walk the walk, of sort of that confluence of everything just right and that passion for living your most authentic, best life, best version of you. That's
Mm-hmm.
incredibly inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I just love sharing my story to inspire other people. The motto of my gallery, it's up there on my gallery. Create to inspire, inspire to create.
Love it.
So
Love it.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you,
To the book.
thank you.
Thanks. Thanks again for tuning in. That's our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please help us out by leaving a review, a comment, subscribing, sharing it with your friends. Every little bit helps, and I really appreciate it. And before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor and producer, Art Storefronts. If you've been thinking about turning your art into a real business or just want to level up your online presence, now is honestly the best time, especially with the holiday selling season coming up in Q4. I can't stress this enough. Art Storefronts isn't just a website builder. They're a full-blown partner for your art business. They give you the tools, education, and marketing support to actually make sales, not just sit online and hope. And if you're unsure whether your art will sell, no worries. Just head to artstorefronts.com and sign up for a demo. They'll give you a free art review and a marketing assessment of your art to show you exactly what's possible. So go to artstorefronts.com, tell them Hava sent you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.